All right, let me guess. You want to know how to do keyword research for your service-based business on Google Ads because someone told you that you needed to do it. This is why you actually don't need to do keyword research in 2025. If you are a small business running Google Ads and you're not a massive mega brand, you do not need to do it. And I'm going to explain to you exactly why that is. So first, I'm going to break down the general structure of a Google Ads campaign, how it works, and how you should be running your campaign if you're running a service-based business, right? And why you don't need to do keyword research, because you actually already have everything that you know in order to run ads for your brand, and you do not need to know anything else. You don't need to research anything else. You already know it all in your mind because you know your business well and you know your customers well. So first of all, you're going to have a campaign, right? When you create a Google Ads account, the first thing you want to make is a campaign. And this campaign is going to be used to target people searching for your business. So for example, people are going to be searching for, and the example that I'm going to use today, it's going to be a landscaping brand, right? We're going to come over to the example in a moment. But for this landscaping brand, people will be searching for services like landscaping, yard makeover, mowing, hedging, right? It could be any manner of things related to landscaping. And what you want to do is you want to create campaigns that allow you to target people who are searching for these services and looking for them actively. So you can show up with an ad, you can show them an ad, they can click through, come to your website, and they can request a quote from you or call you to get your services. So the way that you'd structure this campaign is you'd have your first campaign that you start, you go create campaign, you set it up using the settings that I guide you through in one of my older videos. And then you have 2 ad groups or 3 ad groups or 4, however many ad groups you want. It depends on the amount of services you offer. So once again, in the case of a landscaping business, these services could be mowing and hedging, for example, right? So you have service 1 and you'll have service 2. So these are different services within your business that you offer that are distinct from each other. And that's why you need to separate them in ad groups. If you have all your services in one ad group, it makes it more difficult for you to figure out exactly where your leads are coming from, exactly how Google is going to target the right people, and it just makes the account a little bit trickier overall. So I don't recommend that. So when you separate out by ad groups and services, you then will have keywords related to these ad groups. And these are the keywords that people tell you need to research for, right? These are going to be directly related to your service, and they're in exact match or phrase match format. So over here will be service 1. These will be the keywords related to service 1. Over here is service 2, and these are the keywords related to service 2. Now, exact match is when you put square brackets around a keyword when you're setting up. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to target more tightly, and it allows you to target very specific terms and specific people. Basically, if there's exact match, phrase match, and broad match. If you use exact match, it's very tight targeting, very search terms that are very similar to your keywords. Phrase match is a little bit more loose, so Google tries to find people that are searching for similar things to your keywords. And then broad match is very broad, so Google can essentially target almost anyone doing almost any search. So I very rarely recommend that. But you want to start in most cases with exact match format. And once again, you only need these keywords that are directly related to your single service you're offering in this ad group. And then you want to add negative keywords as well for your brand name. Now, I'll elaborate this a little bit further in the example. But let's move over to the example now so I can walk you through exactly why you don't need to do any research for these keywords because you already know them. So this is the example. Like I said, we are a landscaping brand based in Dallas, Texas in the US. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong briefly. I am from Australia. But yeah, so Dallas in the US, we are running a non-branded campaign. So this means this campaign is just targeting new customers, not people searching for our brand, not people who already know about us. And it's going to be running the maximize clicks bidding strategy. If you don't know what this is, please go back to my video on bidding strategies where I'll walk you through exactly how everything works. But if you don't want to do that, just remember that I recommend for a brand new campaign and a brand new account to just use maximize clicks as your bidding strategy. Makes things easier, makes things a lot more simple, and you don't have to worry too much about it. So to set your bidding strategies, maximize clicks if you're not too sure. So we have 2 ad groups, like I said before. We have mowing and we have hedging. These are 2 services that we're going to offer, and you may offer even more services. If you offer, 10 different services with your brand, just pick your top 2 or 3 to break out into ad groups to start with. Because if you have too many, you're going to be spread a bit too thin. Google won't be able to spend your entire budget, and you're going to be kind of clutching at straws in each kind of market. So really just focus on 2 or 3 of your best services. So the ones that your customers like the most, the ones that are most valuable to you, the ones you want to sell more of. Just focus on 2 or 3 of those services and break them down into the ad groups. So you have ad group 1 for mowing, ad group 2 for hedging. Now, within ad group 1 for mowing, you will have 3 to 5 keywords, right? Now, 3 to 5 is not that many keywords. You don't need 100 different keywords. Gone are the days of Google where you have to make these crazy keyword strategies and these crazy ad group strategies because it just doesn't work anymore. Basically, keeping it simple is the easiest way to do things. And, if I say I need you to come up with 3 to 5 keywords, you may not know exactly what the keywords are yet, but you can absolutely do it because you know your business, you know what you sell, and you know your customers. In this case, you just got to think, what are my customers searching for? What are my customers looking for? For example, best mowers in Dallas, mowing company, lawn mowing company, right? These aren't things that you need a special tool for. These aren't things you need to use AI. You don't need to go searching Google and forecasting demand. You can literally just plug in exactly what you think your customer is going to search in exact match format. And 90% of the time, you will be getting relevant clicks from people who are interested in your service if you're targeting the right area, right? So we're targeting Dallas, we're using max clicks bidding, we have an ad group 1 for mowing, and we have 3 to 5 keywords with exact matching, right? Now, I hope this makes sense to you that you just want to target the things that people will be searching for. Imagine you're in the mind of your own customer. Think, what is my customer looking for right now? Oh, I really need someone to mow my lawn. I'm going to Google, oh, okay, best mowers near me. Bang, right? And that's a keyword. And you put it in. And when you have 3 to 5 of them, you don't need more than 3 to 5 if you're running on a low budget. You don't need more than that. You put them in your ad group and then you do your second ad group too. So hedging, right? You got hedging now. We have 3 to 5 keywords once again. Dallas hedging company, hedge trimming near me, hedge trimming business. Now, I was drafting this up and I will add in a couple more things to look out for here. You got to be careful of. Now, I was going to write initially hedge trimmer, right? Because that could be what someone searches for when they're looking for someone to trim their hedges. However, you need to keep in mind in a case like this, that hedge trimmer could mean 2 different things. It could mean someone to trim your hedges, or it also could mean they're looking for a hedge trimming tool, which is a different service entirely. Although it's semi-related to what you do, and you could still technically convert someone looking for a hedge trimming tool because they still need a hedge trimmed. It's not the exact intent you're looking for. This is probably someone who's looking to buy a product rather than a service. So you wouldn't want to include that term. And now this is where it gets a bit more tricky, right? But this is a nuance, and it's kind of, it's not in every industry, it's not in every ad group. But when you do review your keywords that you've written, when you've written your 3 to 5 keywords, review them and think, could these keywords mean anything else? Could they have any other intent behind them? For example, hedge trimmer that has a dual intent. You want to exclude that because it will make things a little bit more complicated for you, and it will potentially introduce unrelated traffic that you don't want in there. So we're going to remove that and we're not going to include it. Now, finally, you want to be including negative keywords in your campaign as well. Now, what do negative keywords do? They prevent searches from coming through, specific searches from coming into your campaign. Now, in the case of this brand, we're going to say this brand is called Dallascape, for example, right? They're a landscaping company in Dallas. They're called Dallascape. Now, we don't want to have people coming through this campaign looking for your brand, because the problem there is it will mix the attribution and the traffic in Google. Now, Google likes having 2 separate streams of customers, having new customers who don't know about you and having existing customers who do know about you and search for your brand name. When you have them separated, it's very easy for Google to tell who each of them are, and it's very easy for Google to figure out who your new customers are and to target your new customers effectively, which is what you want to do, because you want to make sure that you're getting more new customers in for your business. If you just target old customers, your business isn't going to grow and you're going to be on a sinking ship. But the way that you separate this traffic is you introduce negative keywords into the campaign. So if we say on our non-branded new customer prospecting campaign, like this one here, we say, hey, we don't want anyone searching for Dallascape. That means you won't get anyone searching for your brand. It's going to exclude them. And once again, you want to put this in exact match format in your negative keywords. You can just find the tab on the left. When you're in the Google Ads dashboard, there'll be a tab under campaigns where it says under keywords and insights where it says keywords. And then you can click into keywords, go to the negative keywords tab and introduce these here. So you introduce those negative keywords and prevent the branded traffic from coming through. And then you'll create a separate campaign for branded traffic, which I have another guide for on my YouTube channel if you're interested. But that is exactly how you set up a campaign in Google for a service-based brand with a small budget that is just trying to advertise their services. And that is exactly why you don't need to do keyword research in 2025. Do you think you'd need an AI to come up with these, 6 to 10 keywords for you, or some specific tool or some paid tool? I don't think you do. I have faith in you. I'm pretty sure you can do it. And you know what? If you can't think of all the keywords that you need, just drop a comment down below. Say to me, hey Max, look, I'd love some help figuring out my keywords. This is the service that I provide. This is who I provide it to. This is where I am. And I'll give you 10 keyword suggestions off the top of my head that you can use in your campaigns and you can deploy to get more sales and more customers. That is all for me today. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you have any questions, once again, please leave them in the comments below. I do answer every comment. I do read every comment, and I'd be more than happy to try and help out. If you want help building out your Google Ads account and setting up a profitable Google Ads system in your business, please feel free to book a call with me down below and discuss how we can make you more money with Google Ads.